Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. This pick a card reading is a general reading, so it should fit any situation you find yourself in. And as always, we have our 3 piles here with group 1 on the left through to group 3 on the right. The timestamps will be in the description box below, along with the cards that I'm using. If you'd like a private reading with me, you can book that in the description box below as well. That being said, I'll leave you with your selection and I hope you enjoy your reading. Hey group 1, and welcome to your reading. If you've chosen the cherry quartz, then this one is for you. So cherry quartz is a stone that can be very supportive when struggling with any psychological conditions, anxiety, stress, or anything perhaps even deeper, or anything that just brings about a lot of stress and tension. So we have got an interesting reading, group 1, this week. Lots of really tricky energy potentially, so if that sounds like what you're feeling right now, then that might be for you. And we'll start out with the past energy here with the 8 of Cups, the Magician, and the Devil, all in the past energy. So what I'm seeing here is you potentially have been really working hard at removing yourself from situations that are toxic and unhealthy. With the 8 of Cups there, you know, you're really walking away from things. You're trying to find your power again. You're trying to find your balance again. But the Devil is still there in this energy here. So in the more recent past energy. So it might be something you're still struggling with, whether this Devil energy can be multiple things. It can be addictions. It can be toxic cycles, destructive behavior, codependency, obsessions, paranoia, delusions, like all those things that sort of come up with that cherry quartz there, and a few of the oracle cards too. So it really does show that there might be some mental struggle within yourself, or even another person in your family or social group or something, your workplace, who knows what it might be. But what I do see here is you are trying to get your power back over the situation. And release the situation as well with the 8 of Cups, like trying to let go of the emotional charge around it, and yeah, just find your power again with the Magician. You're wanting to manifest new and brighter things. So I will mention that there's 2 cards here. One particular card is Sea Turtle, and this is from a beautiful deck sent in to me by Susan Green. I've got the box here. The Messenger Animals Oracle. There'll be a link in the description box if this deck calls to you. It's really beautiful. It's very balanced with you know, the shadow and the light aspects of the animal messages. So with Sea Turtle, we have transformational, limitless, destructive, and limited. And then we also had from another deck, another new one here today, Black Pepper, destructive patterns. So I'm seeing destructive here twice. I'm seeing the Devil here. So this might be I'm just hearing red flag, or this might be a sort of time for you to really pay attention to maybe the red flags, the signals, whether they're in yourself or in another, of destructive patterns and things that limit your belief of success, just things that hold you back. It's all there. I see the mask here in this particular card as well. And the person is either taking it off or putting it on. So you be the judge, or you make the choice here about what that is, whether you're putting a mask on or you're dealing with someone who's putting a mask on. Or is this a coping mechanism, a destructive pattern, a sabotage pattern here that you might be dealing with, like I said, within yourself or another. It's a tricky reading, I've got to say. So we also have, we'll get back up to the oracle cards later, but we have, as we continue into the week ahead, the 6 of Cups, the 2 of Wands, and the King of Swords first up. So we see 6 of Cups, 2 of Wands. So this is about revisiting, I was going to say patterns from the past, and quite literally could be, but what I wanted to say was situations from the past. Families, so we've got a father and son here, we've got somebody sort of hanging from a cliff, and then the King of Swords, and he looks like he's really contemplating a choice or really thinking about something here. So there's a lot of, I think, a lot of deep internal processing, and perhaps conversations with family or conversations with people that you really love or have a deep connection to, people from your past potentially, about a new direction moving forward, or the way things are going to go from here on, or something like this. We also have the Queen of Swords in the future energy, 2 of Swords, and the 3 of Swords. So all of these crazy swords, they're full on. So you might be having some really intense conversations or trying to have intense conversations over the Queen of Swords is a bit of the in the reversed option, and the King of Swords is in the positive. So it might be that there's little to no nurturing in this situation, and you might be also coming up against a wall with somebody that you're trying to talk to. So I kind of feel like you're not getting the answers that you want, or there's something about the situation where you're just not pleased with the results. Three of Swords is at the end here. You might feel like there's a betrayal in this situation. You might not be certain what to believe or what the truth is. The Two of Swords is there as well. It is the peaceful aspect of the Two of Swords with this one. What have I dropped? The Six of Cups. Okay, I've dropped the Two of Cups and I'm looking at peace of mind. So perhaps peace of mind will come when you leave these situations or distance yourself from whatever this is, whether this is a situation in your family that you're having trouble with, or a soulmate that you are connected to, or a workplace of something from the past. So maybe something connected to the devil energy. These could be old destructive patterns from childhood, learned through your parents or learned through your environment when you're being raised. There may be a lot of these things coming up and you're really starting to see what doesn't work for you anymore. King of Swords is wanting to sort of be very assertive over this situation, but there's a lot of uncertainty about how things are going to unfold, I feel. I kind of get the feeling, I was wondering when I was pulling the cards if I felt like apologies were here. Three of Wands, maybe you'd be waiting for that. What did I feel about apologies? Three of Wands, you'll be waiting for that. Okay, then I'll take it. Should just listen. Fine. Well, maybe that's it. Just listen. Just take the first message as what it is. But yeah, with the Two of Swords, there's still a bit of like uncertainty, and Three of Swords, you know, and angst and pain here, mental pain and stress. So there's other parts. The advice in this reading, it does look like a tricky time, but the advice in this reading is certainly good advice to help navigate this challenge. King of Wands, Six of Wands. Yeah, you're going to come out on top in the end. So in the challenge area, we have got the Ace of Swords, so conversation, seeking clarity, the Ten of Wands and the Four of Cups. Not feeling confident. No, sorry, confident. I didn't think I wanted to say that. Maybe that's a thing. Maybe you don't feel confident in this situation. What did I want to say? There was maybe it's not feeling comfortable. I think that's what I wanted to say. It was just sort of all coming out. So maybe that's it. Maybe it's word vomit is the challenge this week. Maybe it's all just coming out and you're saying things you didn't mean to say. You don't even know why you said that. Maybe that's a challenge. Or do you feel like you're carrying a lot of weight on the shoulders here with the Ten of Wands? But you are making it work. It is the positive Ten of Wands, if that makes sense. So like maybe you've just got a lot to carry right now while you're trying to figure out the truth or move forward in a new direction. Like you really feel like, I just feel like with the Two of Wands, the King of Swords, like you feel like the truth will set you free in a situation here, or like knowing more or understanding the situation from a higher perspective is going to help you really be comfortable, confident in your decision making. So maybe that's where confident comes in. And the Four of Cups, however, is disappointment in a situation or another, and there's a lot of oracle cards that do reflect the same message here too. So the challenge is carrying the weight of the world, maybe feeling like you've got a lot of responsibilities, maybe also like there's opportunities that are there for you at the moment, but you maybe not feeling like they're enough, or you've got to do a lot of hard work to be able to achieve or get the, required the outcome or the results. Actually, yeah, now I feel like I should pick these up. So we have two cards, another beautiful deck. I'm just in love with it. Seed and Sickle. And they come with a dawn and a dusk option. So I've decided to go for every group this week, dusk and then dawn, because it feels like that's the right thing to do. So it's also to say that as we close out a new cycle, this dusk will represent what's to come in. And so we have Mandrake in dusk and Magnolia in dawn. So I also did pause in the book here. Let's go to it for you, because it makes a lot of sense with what I was just speaking. I think that's why it jumped up on the table. They sort of flash it to me while I'm reading. So Whether being used for magical or medicinal purposes, mandrake has been valued for thousands of years by those who grow it. It takes 3 years to reach its full potency. However, do not judge yourself by the speed at which others grow. You need more time to reach your full potential, and there's no shame in that. And I feel like with the Four of Cups, the Ten of Wands, like you may be feeling like you really do have to put in a lot of work, and you might be comparing yourself to either how things used to be, or how other people are flowing with things, or how things are successful for them. And then so as you move through that, dropping expectation on self and just, I guess, moving through the process, we have Magnolia, which is the energy you will move forward into. When magnolias bloom, the flowers come out long before the leaves do. This miraculous flowering gives them an advantage over other plants which are still putting out their first leaves. But it's only possible as a result of careful preparation the season before that allows them to beat the trend. If you want to be the one step ahead of others, it may not be possible immediately, but now is a good time to prepare for the next season and make sure that you have everything you need to be the first to bloom. So it really does, I think, confirm as for you as well that there is some hard work yet to be, yet to be applied. And the Four of Cups, it's like I do feel this disappointment in that, but it's going to be worth it. The offerings that you have, I feel like you might be overlooking a certain opportunity or not giving it enough of your attention and nurturing, because it really can become something great and make your life a lot stronger. 1111 I just saw as I looked up then. It feels like there's something else, like the devil energy, whatever that is, just there's no need to continue attaching to those thoughts and really focusing on something more healthy and stabilizing for you. Because also I feel like that bringing back to the cherry quartz is going to help with any anxieties or any other psychological conditions that you may struggle with. So we have, in what will help with the challenge, I'm not surprised to see the Six of Swords. It's the perfect card to see here because it's releasing mental anguish. It's letting yourself come into a calmer time. The Five of Swords shows up in further guidance for you too, like spoiler alert. It really is showing us with all these hectic swords we've seen in the future energy and the advice all being about, releasing, drop the swords, step away from the situation, let yourself come to a calmer time and a calmer place. You got the sea turtle here, and I feel like the sea turtle is also a message of that limitless and transformation. And the turtle also holds a great deal of wisdom and patience and flow. There's a lot of beauty in turtle. It's one of my favorite animals. I was happy to see that be the first to come out when I shuffled. So we have the Five of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, Page of Swords. There might be situations where you feel a little trapped financially, and that's going to require a lot more focus and diligence. With the Page of Swords being the positive one, I feel like that's about being ambitious and curious and open-minded and really seeking and doing what is required and using your mental strength in a really positive way to remove any anguish. But I think actually it's not like trying to remove anguish. It's more about putting your focus somewhere else, and then naturally that will dissipate. So this is also about having good intentions or being around people with good intentions. And if you feel like that's not the case with the Eight of Swords here, then there's an empty chair here as well. So it may be that you're clearing out people in your life that don't have good intentions, or you may feel like it could be the other way around. Somebody may be distancing themselves from you if they feel like you haven't had good intentions with them. But take it how it resonates. These readings are general. So with the Five of Pentacles here as well, it's again the more positive aspect. This is the Tarot of Opposition, so it's it's got multiple options when it shows the card anyway. It shows it quite well. So with the Five of Pentacles and her being we've got the peaceful dove, and she does have this radiant light about her. I feel like this is random acts of kindness or just being generous with the people around you, giving the benefit of the doubt. Just being mindful of being generous, especially with the people that are helping you, or not being afraid to ask for help when you need it, but also giving back. Like, I feel like there's a lot of messages all riddled through this whole reading. So further guidance, like I said, we have that Five of Swords in there. So that is about distancing yourself from a battlefield. Sometimes it's a victory card. you know, it is a more positive letting go. So I think there's like, it also says, because the other one is raining and like really a desperate situation, whereas this Five of Swords and further guidance is saying to focus on the new dawn. I believe that the clouds will clear if you do walk away. Like with these readings, I've had a comment before recently about how they're all just, you know, repeated this, and if it's all going to get better, and that's true, the readings are that way, but and I think the reason they're that way is because they have this guidance that says if you were to follow this, then these will be the results. But I guess if things are staying the same, then maybe the guidance isn't being applied. So with this Five of Swords, focus on the new dawn. Apply this guidance of releasing yourself. The Eight of Swords is the more positive one as well. You know, the person has left the seat. They're no longer tied up. They realize that they weren't actually trapped and they could get up and walk away and use mental strength for other things. Page of Swords is a bit of a spying energy, so you may like to keep your eye on things and be a little bit more diligent with your finances, just like really actually documenting and being more careful so that you can have the results you need and be more in your power. Like it just comes back to that magician as well in the recent past. Like in the recent past, you've been coming back into your power. Maybe there's been a slip or something with this destructive energy, this destructive patterns. However, it's never too late to quickly amend that, whether it's in yourself or in a situation. So we have judgment here again. We're seeing a new birth. It's the upright judgment. So this is like, the further guidance is to use your better judgment, I would say. Again, even the Eight of Wands is a positive one of moving forward, and it's sort of breaking free over this gate. They're taking a big leap. They're going for it. In the past, they're kind of stumbling. Okay, maybe the past. I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say negative. So maybe in the past you were stumbling and fumbling and it just wasn't working out. But use your better judgment and focus on the new birth. Leave these things behind, new dawn. Like all of this is here. There's still clouds, but that's okay. It'll just keep going, just keep moving, overcoming each little challenge as it presents. When in the outcome we have the Eight of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the King of Cups. This is a much nicer energy than some of the stuff I think we've been moving through in this reading. So it shows with the guidance applied and focusing on your work, the Eight of Pentacles, your work is going to take off, your career perhaps. Even this Knight of Wands is a little bit like showy and on presentation. People are noticing, so maybe people are going to be seeing the work and the heart you've put into your work, or the passion you have for it. People are going to notice your heart and how it shows in what you're creating with this guidance applied. These outcomes like are for when the guidance is applied. And there's also a message here of being an artist. Maybe you like to paint or create. There's a lot of messages that are also about the ocean, being on water, traveling in adventures here. We have the Adventures Oracle card. This is definitely a time for you to be exploring, maybe going to waterfalls or just getting a bit of time in nature and letting yourself just rest and debrief. But definitely seeing this art or whatever it is you're creating. Maybe you're a student, or maybe you're building a business, or studying. I just said student, same thing, right? Whatever it is, this could be just a creative passion of yours. I don't mean just but a hobby you have. Give it your time and your focus. It might be a chance for your body to express itself too. All right, so into the Oracle cards, we did see the sea turtle and black pepper with destructive patterns, both being destructive messages. So being aware of that. Mandrake and Magnolia, having patience for your growth, and also careful planning for the next season. Magnolia feels really, really important to touch on again, about being focused on that new dawn and the efforts putting in now, because you may feel like with the Ten of Wands, there's a lot to be done, but it's worth it. You'll be glad you did. That's what it feels like. And no comparison to others or past self or anything like that. Just be, what is that thing where people like be better than you were yesterday or something like that? You know, the one, just do that. That's all good. That's all you need. If you do one step more, I don't even have to focus on being better. Just keep moving. Winter green, natural instincts and surrender. these are from that same deck here. So I feel as well that person really looks out to a new horizon. The way I've even placed it on the table, the person is looking out to a waterfall. So maybe you're planning on an adventure. Maybe it's a natural instinct for you to just go into nature and relax and let things go with the surrender message there. But also with natural instincts and then destructive patterns and surrender, it might also be that message of you when you have these impulsive responses to things that feel instinctual of nature. They may feel primal, or they've got to happen. There may be a need to sort of meditate and dissipate that energy. Further messages, we've got a lot of cards today, trying to move through them as fast as I can without rushing. But we have Libra and Leo here. These might be significant times of year that we are approaching at the time of this recording if you're watching when it's released. Leo being July, August, and Libra is over in, I think, September, October. And so with Libra bringing things back into balance, and there's also the added message, especially with this ferocious Leo here, that maybe there needs to be some destruction before things can come back into balance. Maybe there needs to be conflict. Maybe there needs to be some sort of I don't know, it just felt that way when I saw it. There's also a message of bringing things into balance here is going to be good for your business or good for your your life, just to because I see the leadership qualities here, and you just taking charge of something and making things come good, or balance out in some way. We also have with the Leo message, we also, I feel like parent stuff, especially seeing the father and son of the Six of Cups and one of the tea leaf oracles. I do feel like bringing things into balance within family structures and situations. A couple more self-care before I go to the tea leaf. So we have make a vision board, 33. Threes have been haunting me lately, maybe you too. Making a vision board is a really, really powerful way to manifest your dreams. If it's a little adventure you want to go on, or if it's, who knows what it is. And the vision boards don't have to be this way. They can be anything. They can just be visual aids at your altar. Symbols and messages and tokens that prompt you and continue you on your path of connection to a manifestation. We have meditate here, and also I tune out negative people and thoughts. And again, with all of the mental stress messages in this reading and all the swords in the current or very near future energy, it is important to just take a step back when dealing with whatever this is for you, and come forward once you've meditated and cleared the negativity out of your mind, tuning out negative thoughts, tuning out negative people. And then the tea leaf oracle, we have flute, disappointment in a friend or a lover. You can see that with the swords. There's lots of communication this week about that. Affairs with your family, the Leo and the Six of Cups, we see that too. Trouble and accusations with frying pan. You may be dealing with somebody accusing you of something, or you might be accusing somebody else. We have heart, deep love, deep affection and caring. Scissors, disappointment in some affair. So it just does look like things have gotten a little messy in a situation here potentially, and it does need communicating to sort out, or maybe distancing, or with the scissors, maybe cutting the cords. Disappointment in some affair. And then you also had career, and I feel like that's with the Eight of Pentacles in your outcome, Knight of Wands. Like, it is time for you to really put your energy and enthusiasm into something that you're creating. So group 1, that is what I have for you in this reading. I hope that it has resonated with you and given you some sort of comfort, clarity or guidance in this situation, because it does feel like a bit intense for you right now, but I know you've got what it takes to dissipate that energy and move through it with the great judgment calls, and just focusing on where you're headed. There's adventures to be had, things to explore. Just look at this young boy, he's like off to go frolic in fields and explore in nature. I feel like you might want to embrace some of that energy here. So, and meditate in nature, definitely. All right, okay, group 1, that's what I have. Take it easy, and I'll look forward to reading for you all again soon. Bye. Hey group 2, and welcome to your reading. If you've chosen the pink quartz tumble, then this one is for you. I'm just noticing an even bigger pink quartz just next to me now. Beautiful, heart-shaped. So pink quartz is all about love, self-love, compassion, softening, self-respect, self-care. All of those sweet, sweet things, very feminine energy, soft. Makes me think of daughters for some reason. Some of you might be thinking of your daughters. You might be your daughter, thinking of your mother. But anyway, reading. Let's jump in. This is again, I should say again, because group 1 was pretty like, wow, that was intense and lots of details. And same with this, like it feels like lots of details and information. So let's jump straight in. I'm also noticing that the very first card out is the 8 of Cups, same with group 1. So there may be a connection between the two groups. Maybe you and a person you're dealing with pile each, or you may resonate with both. So in the past energy, we're starting with the 8 of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Hanged Man. So in the past, we are seeing the need to try and release, but there might not be working as well as you'd hoped, because I see here with the Hanged Man that there's still this stuck energy, and you may be still thinking of somebody in an intimate way that you might be trying to release that person. That could be the situation here. I can see that a bit through this reading as well. For many of you, I do feel like this isn't the only story here, that there's also perhaps other interest coming your way. There may be somebody who's really interested in you that maybe you're not as interested back into them. Or maybe some of you are. I don't think so though. I'm kind of feeling like a bit of self-sufficient energy at this time for group 2s. Like maybe you're already in a relationship. This could be something else as well, where a friend, a dynamic or something, where you are just maybe not, not resonating with a certain energy or trying to overcome something is what it feels like here. But there is certainly somebody who's very interested in you. I do feel with the Knight of Cups, they sort of are watching over you. You might be very busy yourself though, with lots of study or lots of different things. She's got a lot of books here, lots of thinking. So you might have a lot on your plate already that you're trying to deal with, and not just, maybe don't have enough energy to do it all. And you might be trying to figure out how to carry the load or how to shift things so that there's more balance, so that things can work for you in a more smooth way. Is there anything else? I see the Page of Wands on the bottom of the deck in this particular depiction, as she sort of let these lizards crawl all over herself when she's been bitten, and it would be helpful if perhaps she stood up and these lizards couldn't get to her anymore. So that might be a message as well. The underlying message of this reading might be that of learning from past mistakes, or just learning through life. Like, it doesn't have to be perceived as a mistake. It can just be something happened between you and another, and you'd just like to not repeat that, like whatever it might be. But anyway, what am I getting with the Knight of Cups here? Justice, 7 of Wands. Okay, so there's definitely defensive energy with the 7 of Wands and Justice. This definitely looks like maybe you're trying to see this situation from a different perspective so that you can liberate yourself. Like maybe you're trying to get answers or results from somebody or something. There might also be consequences here for action, so you might be delivering consequences to somebody, some boundaries, or it may be the other way around. You might be defending yourself and somebody is asserting consequences for something. There's definitely some sort of change happening here. I see the Wheel of Fortune there as well. There is a change in your, maybe your social circle or some sort of dynamic here you are releasing. I feel like there's a lot of different messages in amongst all of this for you. And I also do feel with this particular card that you've been really trying to build strength in your body. Like, I just literally, as this card is holding herself up, and this takes a lot of patience and practice and showing up every day to build strength. And so I do feel like that's a message of its own for you as well, that you might be at a time right now where you're just trying to practice something new or develop a strength in something, and it's helping you really expand and it's helping you see things clearer. So there's a lot of self-support in this reading. I feel like you're giving to yourself. You're able to do that. In the current energies, that's a major arcana, and we follow into 3 more majors. So there is something really major unfolding in your life. This is about the bigger picture when we see this many major arcanas all together like this. So big, massive shifts and change here. With Judgment in the World and the Sun, it's illuminated the ending of something. You've come to realize a cycle is closing out, and it's better for you to move on into a different cycle focusing more on your health and your well-being. I was going to say wealth as well. So health, wealth, and well-being. I feel like that's kind of where your main focuses are right now. And with all of these major arcanas, it's really showing that this change is happening for you and around you and within you. It's everywhere. You might be feeling called to follow a specific path. Maybe you're traveling the world potentially. A lot of this light though, as I see with the light inside of her shining out, people are a bit darker, and as they become closer to her light, it sort of rubs off on them, and they start to smile, they start to warm up, and the people that are further away don't feel that so much. So I feel like you're really going to be shining your light on others quite a lot this week, or at this time. You've got a lot of guidance and love to give to people, and it really actually helps. It's very illuminating for them, and it just shines on everyone else. As we see, the sun is the next card. So it's like this truth you find within yourself or within a situation. You use it to change your life, to change your mind, to change the world. And it really does actually have a ripple effect on the people around you, the choices that you've made or are making. So it really, there's something being illuminated here. There's something I'm hearing being found out. So that might be the case for some as well. Like maybe this situation with the Knight of Cups might be not very trusting of this energy, and you might be finding something out that helps set you free, or helps you understand the situation or the person better, so that you know how to respond in a way that you maintain your balance and your power. So into the week ahead further, we have the Three of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Ace of Wands. So I feel like there's a lot of different scenarios going on, similar to group one here, where like one aspect of life, there's a lot of flourishing and a lot of growth and a lot of positivity, and that's where your ambitions are headed towards. But you might be still clearing up something from the past, or there might be still some other things that are here or just concerns that have come up recently even, that you just need to nut out or nail out or something like that, work through, smooth out, dissolve, whatever it is, to just, it's like a hurdle or a speed hump or something, and a challenge, whatever, but it doesn't feel that big. Like it feels kind of minor, like really. I feel like the problem is bigger for someone else, if that makes sense. Like maybe the person you're having a problem with, if that's how it resonates, maybe they're having a harder time with this than you might be. You may even be able to afford some positive guidance or shine a light on the situation for them. Because I do feel like you might be, I definitely feel like you've got a lot of intuitive ability and also guidance, like leadership ability here. Queen of Swords, definitely showing your intellectual abilities. You're being very discerning in a situation here. This is also an honest conversation. You may also be this person's getting graded. So for some of you that are students, you might have handed something in, you're waiting for the results, you're waiting for your marks. You might be needing a bit of support or tuition with your studies or something like this. You might be getting a bit of help from a professional in some area. Maybe it's psychological. You might be going to some counseling, or it could be anything, some sort of specialist that you're seeing that might be helping you. It could be to do with nutrition, things like that. A PT might be supporting you on a fitness journey. Like whoever this is, I do feel like this is someone that will be helping you or coming into your world if they're not already. And they're grading you, or they're helping you. You also might be grading someone else. Some of you might be teachers, you might be tutoring someone, you might be guiding someone, you might be coaching someone. It does feel like a really positive shift though, the Queen of Swords. It also is it is a card of boundaries, and we do have some cards here that talk about wariness, which we'll get to soon up in the oracles. But this here as well, I feel like I keep wanting to cover the other woman up a little bit here too. So potentially this is now going into a different message that just talks about you on your own journey and not so much with other people. But I feel like you are still fostering some sort of creative project inside of yourself. Like you might have ideas and haven't really started with it yet, or you might be still trying to piece it together. Like it might be really hazy, like what you want to do, you haven't quite seen it. Or it could just be to do with the process, and maybe it just takes time to develop, or there's a to-do list, there's a sequence of events that need to be had, or like there may be regulations and paperwork and things involved here that need to be processed, or there's something here that you're working on with regards to paperwork or development or something, like the intricate details of something. that need to, I think you might need to put a little bit more focus into, like spending, maybe like structuring your time so that you're actually getting to knock some things off, because I feel like there's a few different areas where you might just need to spend an hour a day in each one just to feel some sense of progress, instead of it coming on top of you and overwhelming you if you have got a lot going on, a lot of plates spinning. But also here, it's time for you to assert some really strong boundaries so that you can have this new spark of life come in. You might be waiting for some sort of new passionate beginning of, whether that's in creativity or love or in just inspiration, motivation and energy. You may need to make some cuts here in order to get your energy back. You may need to tell people no so that you can really be there for yourself, and maybe just literally have some time to wait for the next energy or next chapter to come in. Like actually taking a break between jobs is what I'm hearing with this one. Like make a cuppa, sit in the garden in the sun with it, or on the couch all cozy and warm, or wherever. Just like take a mindful moment this week where you can, in the middle somewhere or in the middle of your day. Actually take that moment. If you're going to, I feel like going for a walk and actually sitting for a little bit. And it just, as I said that, I noticed the beautiful forest in this card, so that might be for you too, to go for a nice walk, but also sit for a little while and just let the critters come up to you. If you sit long enough, they certainly will. In the challenge area, we've got the Ten of Swords, the Two of Cups and Temperance. So we do have that message of leaving a relationship behind potentially, and finding that really challenging as it's in the challenge. We've got Surrender card here with Temperance, so you might be finding it hard to really just let this go. There might be still some hurts of the past. Maybe you've let the relationship go and you're just still healing and dealing with the aftermath of something very traumatic or painful. We have got that represented in the Oracle as well, as we'll get there. See Sagittarius energy just here with the Temperance. I should also mention I can see Leo here. I can see Libra, Leo strongly actually. As always, I see Aries over there. Aries, yeah, definitely. Aquarius is here as well. Yeah, it's all good if that's your energy or not. Doesn't matter too much, but it just felt called to say it suddenly. That'd be for someone. And salmon. I don't know why the salmon's really standing out. Maybe eating a bit more fish in your diet, if you like to eat fish. But anyway, oh yeah, just actually all the food is standing out, all the nourishing food. I'm seeing salads and olives and, you know, pesto, and if that's what it is. And so yeah, maybe lots of beautiful organic natural foods might be a challenge for you at this time, like getting the right food for your system. Some mushrooms for the medicinal properties of those, things like that seem to jump out for me now. Even alcohol here, you might be trying to cut back on drinking. We've got two cards that represent drinking here, actually another one here as well. So alcohol might be, and that's something that stuck out on the Queen of Swords too, was her lemon water. So you might be wanting to be a bit more mindful with the things you're consuming here. Whether that's, you know, intoxicants, food, people, music, the things we read and when we're scrolling, the pages we follow, what are you consuming? So you might be finding it hard to just get a bit of balance and rest, and just really embrace this transformation is what I'm getting, because I'm feeling connected to the Hanged Man now, and it's like it's such a process. It feels, this big change you're moving through, all this major change. It's a big process and it won't be done overnight. I think you know that, and I think there's a need to maybe forgive yourself for any pressure you have on yourself about the process, or also any perceived slips or self-sabotaging tendencies or anything like that that's coming up or might have come up. You're just learning, and I think each time anything goes wrong or doesn't quite, you know, you didn't maybe respond how you wished you could have or whatever, it's just another step towards knowing what is right for you. It really is. So in the further guidance with the challenge, what will help with the challenge, we have the Page of Cups, the Five of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Wands. These all came out in a big bunch and it felt right to take them. So what will help with the challenge? Maybe some deep reflection, considering he is looking into the water. And compassion for yourself is what I'm feeling in this one. I feel like it's time to be very compassionate to yourself And that part of you that wants to perhaps sabotage or that feels scared or doubts self or doubts the path ahead or anything like that, like it's time to just be a bit more softer and gentler with that part of you that maybe struggles sometimes with things, and that's okay. But also seeing a bit of compassion for others in this card. Is always a message of compassion with the Page of Cups, forgiveness, apologies, things like that. With the Five of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, like all of this, I feel like some things just need to be left alone as well. Maybe there's a really tied up message about forgiveness, like I don't know how to say it, so maybe you're not sure how to deal with a situation with regards to forgiveness, like whether you're not sure how to forgive somebody, or you're not sure whether maybe somebody is how to get forgiveness from another. It does feel like a pretty intense conversation here with the Five of Wands there, like so lots of different people involved potentially in a situation, in a friend group maybe, and you might be feeling a little on the outside of this group and not sure how to affect change, or just, you know, maybe it's a message as well. This is the message of what will help with the challenge. So sometimes it might be just clearing the air and having that conflict with somebody to create the balance afterwards. There was a similar message in group 1 about that. The Five of Pentacles about distancing yourself, I feel, with this, and leaving a situation behind so that you can really move forward. I think as well it's about speaking your truth regardless of the outcome or the way it may really affect other people. There is the message of compassion, so be soft with your words, but also be very truthful at this time. I also feel like movement, cardio movement, like with the Eight of Wands, is going to help clear anxiety, like just getting into the body and physically moving the body is going to help, or any practices in that regard. I feel like with the just the wrist being tied up in this particular instance, it might, I feel like a cord cutting might be needed, or there's something that just, things might be going so well in so many areas, like I can see you are absolutely shining, but there's something that still holds you down, or something that is still holding on, not quite broken free of something yet, but that will change, I do feel. Spirit is guiding you. Don't doubt yourself and go backwards, is what I get with this one. The little spirit helpers that go, no, go this way, it's okay. And you're like, oh, I'm not sure, maybe I should go back and see if that's right for me. You know, and sometimes we do, like that's might be what I'm picking up on with some of this, like forgiveness and softness to self, because sometimes we need to, you know, we don't need to, but we just tend to go around a cycle again until we really, really learn that that's not right for us anymore. And maybe you've done that a few times and you're trying to understand why, or maybe that's something you feel called to do again, and you might want to protect yourself from that, or just still trying to figure out why. That kind of feels like a thing there. Conversations being had with the Eight of Wands, speaking your truth. Queen of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, everything you need to be focusing on now, seeing that Four and the Queen of Pentacles, is just your work, protecting yourself, blocking people, shutting the door. Four of Pentacles is very much blocking, and being careful with where you spend your energy and who deserves your energy. And because there's a lot of things with the Queen of Pentacles that you're just acing right now, or that are really worth your attention. Like you might have a really successful business, or you might be studying, like the Eight of Cups sort of shows there, that really needs your focus. So further guidance, we have the Star, Nine of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Wands is here because of the resilience inside of you to overcome any situation. I also see that here with the Thriving card, because this card comes out when you are somebody who's overcome a lot of really, really intense and exhausting battles in your journey. And each time you have become stronger because of it. Every time. Like, I don't feel like there's a single time that you haven't found the silver lining somehow. Maybe not in the moment, but in retrospect, as you grow through things, you really do genuinely grow through them. Maybe it takes a little longer on some particular lessons, and that's okay, but you do thrive. And it's very important that you are around other people that support that and see that and really, really value that part of you, because not everyone is going to. And if they don't, it's not going to work out, because that part of you is so valuable. and important, and you spot it, you got it, sort of thing, you know. So if other people are seeing that in you, then potentially it's in them too, and those are your people. But in the further guidance, this beautiful star, maybe spending time with your children, like this quite literally shows in the imagery here. But this is a card, a time of hope. And even as she looks to the future with the Nine of Pentacles, it's like, yeah, you might be exhausted right now. Yeah, you might have another hurdle to overcome in something. But there's so much positivity around you, and you've got a bucket loads of capability and a lot of abundance already around you that I do see is growing. There's a lot of blessings coming your way. There really is. Really heaven sent blessings. So what this feels like is what's unfolding now with all these major arcanas, although it may be a challenge that you're facing, or maybe a challenge you've still got yet to move through, it's orchestrated so that you can have that freedom on the other side of this. It's bigger than this moment, and it leads you to something greater. You will be grateful. You will look back on this challenge and see its purpose. Like you always do, I'm hearing. Yeah, that's definitely huge for you. I love that. I really, really enjoy what I feel in my heart space about your energy with regards to that. Like you're just a conqueror, or that you've got, maybe conqueror is too harsh and, you know, unforgiving, but you are that. I hope you feel it. So I've got another 9 for you, actually 999, showing really that we are at the end of a cycle in something here. And that's interesting because I've got a few new Oracle decks here today to talk about, but this one in particular, Seed and Sickle, has a dawn and a dusk guidebook. And so I decided to get a dawn and a dusk card for each group. But I wanted to start with dusk and then choose a dawn, because it felt like we're closing something out and then we can look to what new is to come. So we'll look at that in a moment. Why did I mention that? Because of all the 9s. Yeah, closing something out. 9s are the end of a cycle. So we do have beautiful wish fulfillment, maybe a birthday coming up for some of you, the 9 of Cups and the literal image. So happy birthday if that's for you. We've got Taurus and Gemini seasons coming up soon. But anyway, this here, we've got the King of Swords, the 7 of Swords, and Strength. Wow. Okay. So in the outcome energy, it does look like your intellect, your smarts, your persistence, your determination, your honesty, and your discernment, if I didn't say that already, is going to help you out of a situation that could be very shady or could be very confusing. No, confusing, maybe. But what do I want to say? You might be nipping something in the bud. You might be overcoming a challenge before it gets too bad, or it gets like out of hand or something. It's like there's something here that doesn't work for you. Maybe it could be you that's trying to manipulate a situation, but it may not work out. Or there might be something you're trying to do that you realize is not going to work for you in the outcome. I just saw 23 when I said that then. But anyway, with the Strength card, King of Swords, 9 of Cups, it's in your best interest to overcome whatever this is, whether it's a sneaky plan of your own or somebody else's, to see things for what they are and to take the high road, or to take do things by the book, that sort of thing. So no shortcuts, no cheating, no what do I want to say, manipulations of any kind, sort of thing. And so you might be really seeing that in another and overcoming. With the 9 of Cups there, King of Swords, it sort of shows that, you know, like I said, with your discernment, intellect, and understanding of the situation, maybe even your power in the situation. I do kind of feel that you've got more power in this situation for whatever reason. You've already got an advantage to overcome this energy. So if it's some plan of your own, you've already got more skill than you need. You don't need to do this to win, that sort of thing. You know, you don't need to do this to get your way or what it is that you're after or want. You can go about it in a more structured and honest way or something like that. And this may not be about that. It could also be somebody else's energy where you're just overcoming it. You understand where something is being dishonest with you, and you're running from it. You're overcoming that completely. And you may even be exposing it with the King of Swords and the 7 of Swords. There may be exposure of dishonesty there. So let's go to the Oracle cards. And with this particular Oracle card, your first one, this is from a beautiful deck by Susan Green. She sent that in to me to use on the channel. It is really lovely. It's the Messenger Animals Oracle. So you have got meerkat, and it also have words for the shadow and the light aspects of the cards, and the guidebook also goes quite in depth with those meanings as well. So if that deck calls to you, there will be a link in the description box. But you have meerkat here, and the keywords are opportunity and alert, wariness and danger. And I feel like both sides are really relevant here. But first of all, what I noticed in the eyes when I first pulled it, it looks different now. But when I first connected to the eyes, it looks like a sadness and almost a little bit concerned. Like a little, yeah, like, oh no, how's it going to work out? Like it felt like a real deep concern in the meerkat. But now when I look at it, I'm seeing a lot more of the opportunity and the curiousness and like investigating type energy. So maybe you're investigating something and learning something new, but very alert to all of the opportunities that are around you and all of the signs that you're seeing. Like you're really seeing synchronicities and things lining up, and it's all here through this reading. Like your ability to discern what is unfolding and take corrective action is really strong in this energy. Being alert, but wariness of danger, and I see that here with some of these messages before about, you know, just taking correct action where needed. And if you are dealing with something that you've got to say no to, being able to do that in a safe way or an honest way. And with the King of Swords and the Seven of Swords, you might be wary of this dishonest behavior, and you know, you've got what it takes to overcome that though. So for the Seed and Sickle deck, you have got in the dusk, you've got bramble, and in dawn, you've got mushroom. They're such beautiful colors. So we'll go to dusk first. I marked the book because I thought it was nice. And the only thing I would fault about this beautiful deck is they're not numbered, so it's tricky to find the actual cards in the book. But anyway, everything else is beautiful about it. Bramble, a difficult time has made you feel exposed and raw. I just said exposed with the King of Swords, Seven of Swords. So a difficult time has made you feel exposed and raw. There's no shame in feeling vulnerable, but the world moves on at its own pace, and there may be further challenges down the road that you want to feel prepared for. Draw on the bramble's natural protective and healing properties to help you rebuild your defenses. Grow some thorns and put yourself in a place where you feel at your strongest to weather the next battle. And with the Queen of Swords there and the end of your week, I do feel like you're able to, it's like you're recharging your energy. I think we mentioned that as well, so that you are able to be stronger as you come at things or as you deal with things. And then as you move through that process and the challenges that may be yet to unfold from that situation, we have the new day that will dawn for you in the message of mushroom, which is just like the fungus bodies that spread underground, hiding until they're ready to flourish upwards. You've been busy working away in the background. You're wearing yourself thin for the sake of those who don't even realize you've been burning the candle at both ends. And if you're not careful, you'll reach a point where you'll burn yourself out. Catch this behavior before it gets out of control. Someone to help you help with your workload, or compromise on areas that don't require as much attention. Be your own helping hand and find a way to balance your energy better. So I feel like you're going to be mastering that. With the Queen of Swords, you're going to be able to delegate, or even get a professional assistance, or just assert a boundary if it's necessary there. We also have the beautiful card Ylang Ylang, another new deck. I found this at my college, this deck, and I thought I've got to have that in my collection. It's so beautiful. Ylang Ylang, sensuality and intimacy. I think we might have a look at the book here as well for Ylang Ylang, because I did mark that too. It is quite pretty. There's so many different aspects to this card. Ylang Ylang in an essence that is an essence that instills pleasure. She has charm and she is very feminine essence. She is exuberant and playful, but has two sides to herself. She can be very serious when needed. Ylang Ylang has the power to heal the past and release emotions that have been bottled up for years. This Ylang Ylang has come to your reading to remind you to let go of past hurts that have been holding in your heart. Allow your emotions to flow naturally. Love your natural self, because you are beautiful just the way you are. Awaken your divine feminine and make peace with your body. And I love that she is naked in nature too. It is really about connecting to you and loving yourself just as you are. And I love that it sat directly below the little pink quartz tumble on the table too. Like, it felt like such a real time to be soft. If things don't go her way, the Ylang Ylang personality can be pungent, leaving a bad taste behind. Ylang Ylang's negative traits can lead to grief, sadness, as well as a sense of disconnection. Ylang Ylang is a sensual essence, connected to the heart chakra by principle. She assists with matters of the heart and brings balance to intense emotions. She blends well with clary sage, bergamot, and frankincense. You may like to work with Ylang Ylang. It's a lovely, lovely oil. We have Melissa as well. Shift and equilibrium, and I did mention the beautiful pathway and just getting time in nature, letting the little nature spirits connect with you so that you can feel recharged and most importantly connected. But Melissa, shift and equilibrium, this card is about getting out of your comfort zone and creating the changes necessary to create the life the life you want to create. Seeing a lot of mushroom talk here actually. We've got a lot of message about mushrooms. They might be something you're wanting to incorporate in your diet. I know I've had a recently been taking turkey tail every morning. Really, really beneficial mushroom there. So you might like to look into some different types of mushrooms that support you. Maybe some mushrooms for sleep or in immune health, whatever it might be. But also feel like with this one, it's about bringing balance back into your life and not being afraid of the changes that you might be facing at this time, which makes sense because we also had next the card of thriving, which is all about thriving through great challenges and overcoming situations and becoming a lot stronger because of them. So I feel like there's a big need to surrender something here because there's better things to come. We have a whole bunch of cards that came from the Astrocodes today, and I'll take them all. We had Juno partnership, Chiron heal, retrograde review, and Aries act. Chiron is in Aries right now, so they kind of go together. So what I see here is a great big review on a particular partnership, a partnership that either needs releasing or healing. But this is a time to be reviewing that situation and reflecting on that situation and then taking action. Like, I don't feel like the review needs to go too long. Maybe it does. I mean, everyone's different, but it does mostly feel like you've been in this state of review, and that is okay. But it is time to take action to either move away from or amend whatever way this is unfolding for you. But for a lot of you, I see you on your own. I see you walking away from a situation and acting on a new journey, or just taking what you've learned from this situation and just moving your life away from it or in a different direction. And it just also, I feel like there will be healing in particular relationships for you, particularly the one you have with yourself here with Chiron and Juno there. Yeah. We also have I am supported. This is your personal power this week, and with these angel wings, I just feel like overall this whole reading is about you being supported by spirit and the path that you're on. You may have great friends and community around you as well, but I do feel this card is mostly about angelic support, or the support in your spirit team, the support of your guide or guides. But it just feels like something got you. Something's holding you, something's got you, you're okay. Believe that. You've got write a gratitude list, and when I saw this I also thought of a pros and cons list or a negatives list, something that maybe helps remind you why you don't want to do a certain thing, just listing all those reasons why. So that might be for some people, and for others just a straight gratitude list is a really amazing way. If you've never done it, I challenge you to write 50 things. If you've never done it, do that. Write 50 things and see if you feel any different afterwards. I guarantee you will. We also have drink tea. It's a beautiful message. And I just also feel like a really nourishing herbal teas. So maybe do a little research if you haven't already about what types of teas, because I'm just noticing she holds a teacup and then the lemon water is next to that, and I feel like really nourishing things, and something about your skin. So it's not something that helps nourish the skin. I'm not sure what that's about, but I felt that way. So group, oh no, Tea Leaf Oracle. It's gonna end it there, but no, a couple little tea leaf oracles to finish your reading. We've gone a bit long today, but the readings do look really detailed, so it is what it is. Bowl, plenty of material things. I do feel that for you. Said it before, there's a lot of growth here. Hat, you'll be playing a different role, and I feel like it's time to get used to that. And just also noticing the hat on the gnome here, and about shift and equilibrium. It is time for a different adventure. Not unsuccessful plans, something not working out. Unicorn, use your intuition to make a beneficial change. Judgment, Hanged Man, the world, everything you already know. You're already been guided. July is going to be a very significant time of change for you. And Shark, take care or there will be a loss of material wealth. So do be very careful with your spending or the choices you're making that could lead to something not so great happening. So be careful. Have strength to overcome any dishonesty. That might be what that's about. Like, just do it by the book, do the right thing, everything will be fine. You've already got everything you need to not even worry about having to take a shortcut or whatever that message applies for, if it resonates at all. So group 2, that is what I have for you. Thanks for sticking around if you've made it this far. And yeah, if you'd like a private reading, I don't think I've opened up next month yet, but I will very shortly. I'm not sure if there's any spots left actually, but there might be. I'll get onto it. Yeah, that being said, hope you enjoyed your reading, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye group 2. Hey group 3, and welcome to your reading. If you've chosen this stunning piece of cat's eye, then this one is for you. So cat's eye is a beautiful stone of enhancing clairvoyance and vision, which is cool because we've got Neptune on the table here as well. And having positive thoughts about those visions, or positive beliefs in yourself and your visions, your dreams, staying positive about your abilities and the progress and all of that. So group 3, let's jump straight into your reading with the past energy as we do. So we have here in the past the 10 of Swords, the Magician, and the Hierophant. I can see Taurus energy here, Libra is here as well, Gemini I can see, and Sagittarius is here. That might be your energy, might be someone you're dealing with, or good if it's not, but anyway. So 10 of Swords, ending of a situation as we start out your reading. And this is in the past, so it's something you've already potentially overcome, something you've left behind, or something, I mean, maybe not everybody has completely finished processing this, but you are leaving something behind and stepping further into your power to create something new. But a lot of you, I picked up teacher energy in this reading, especially with the Hierophant being here as well. You might be changing your career up, you might be looking at the way you hold your power in certain relationships or dynamics or situations, workplace. This change, it doesn't have to be like a final ending, like you've finished a relationship or you've left a job. It could be an ending to the way you hold your power, or the way you conduct yourself, so that you have more balance, more stability, and more ability to teach others and share what you've got. Because the Hierophant and Magician next to each other, it is very physical based energy. I feel like it's something you're creating, and I feel like it's something that's worth committing to, and something you're growing through as well. So there's a journey to be had here. I just want to mention, I was going to shuffle because I feel like getting confirmation on the Hierophant, but anyway, bottom deck is the 9 of Pentacles. So the underlying energy of this reading is you happy in your own little garden space. I was going to say happy in your hoodie. That's a cool song from a way back. But yeah, you're abundant, you're good, you know you're okay, you've got everything you need, don't doubt it. Underneath that is the 3 of Cups. I see the 5 of Pentacles there too. So, you know, turning situation around from maybe lack into celebration and abundance. Things are turning around. That's what that feels like. So the moon here, okay, that landed where it needs to be. We're going to leave that there. That was interesting. We're going to get a card for the Hierophant though. Thank you. King of Wands is here. So they've got visionary energy. 3 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. There's a lot to be said for your vision, isn't there, in this reading? What it is you want to create. Maybe literally travel, as he points to the world map here. But with all of these cards, this is about you following through with your journey, something that you see for yourself, something you know you're good at. The Magician is there, you know you can do it. Maybe you doubt it. There's something in you that knows, okay? I'm also hearing from those that doubt that, oh, but I don't know. But you actually do. Hierophant and the King of Wands may also be a special person in your life, somebody who's very interested in you, or somebody who sees a future with you with the Hierophant. It could be somebody who's, this energy with the King of Wands is a little unobtainable. It feels sometimes like they're very adventurous and they've got their own beat of their, they dance the beat of their own drum, and they definitely live life big or on their terms, I feel. I think that can be the energy of the King of Wands at times. And so you might feel this deepening commitment with somebody, but you just may not be totally certain of what they want or where the vision is or where things are headed. Doesn't have to be a relationship message though, and that won't be for everybody, but it does feel like a person there in your life that is committed to you, but they're also very expansive in who they are and the life that they live. So further into the week ahead, we have the Page of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles. First and foremost, I see this card as you off on this new adventure with a lot of different people to meet along the way, a lot of different adventures yet to be had. So there's a lot of experience yet to be gained. For some of you, you're going on a literal traveling trip, like you're away somewhere. For many of you, this is the journey of life, and it's not about rushing to get to each step. And you may see a lot of this stuff already on your path ahead. You may be have a fair idea of some of the things that are yet to come for you, but there's no need to rush to those things. The message throughout this whole reading is about having a lot of patience with the journey and just enjoying each aspect as it comes along your path and what you can learn from it, how you can grow. The Nine of Swords comes with the Knight of Pentacles, and I feel like that's to do with anxiety regarding the timing of things. Because there's excitement and ambition and motivation, and all of that is there. Maybe not motivation I'm hearing, but there is excitement and ambition. There's vision, there's desire, there's a connection to something you can see, a passion. But the Nine of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, makes me feel like, yeah, there's a bit of angst over how long things are going to take, or have you got the ability, or have you got the time for this? You're just wanting to be further along the path than perhaps you are. Maybe you've come out of one profession that you've mastered it. You're the magician of that realm. You know, that's your thing, and you might be exploring something new. And now you're the big the small fish in a big pond. And that might be the case for some. For others, I feel as well, actually, especially because this card literally sits below the Datura card on your reading, and the Datura card is all about paying attention to your dreams and the messages you get within your dreams. And the Nine of Swords is often about paying attention to your dreams, having nightmares, or just getting a lot of messages because of life being so complicated that your dreams, your subconscious is trying to tell you something. So write those dreams down. It might be really important. It might be really helpful with decoding them. Just some of the little signs and things as you collect a few different dream journal entries. You will, and she's got even a book on her bed there open. So definitely write down your dreams. It's a really, really strong message this week, group 3, or even ones you've had that you're retaining still. Jot down some of those things that came up in those dreams because they're going to be helpful. So we also have the Knight of Cups here after the Knight of Pentacles. So I do also see a lot of attention coming your way this week. So this is not all one story here. I got that a lot this week. Like there's so many layers this week to the readings where there's multiple things going on for everybody. Wouldn't be surprised if you felt drawn to one of the other groups. Go for it and check it out if you did. Or if you finish this reading, go back to the start and look at the original image. A new card might throb. If the one you've already chosen throbs still, then that was probably it. But if another one jumps out, then it's probably time to look at that. But I do see here a lot of things coming your way, and also noticing the shark in the water here. So do be careful with some of the offers coming your way at this time, because not all of them are going to be beneficial. Some of them you're going to want to say no to. You might need a bit of time to just rest and speak your truth about what your needs are. We have the Wheel of Fortune and Temperance as we move forward into the week. This is like the end of the week. So I do see a lot of new opportunity here for you on multiple different levels. Friendship, maybe romance, potentially work or creative ideas, collaborations is here as well. But with the Temperance on the end, I feel like it's a message to balance your energy out. You might be really tired or overworking, overloading yourself, too many things at once coming in potentially. So if that's the case, having moderation and having a balance here with the things that are going on, plenty of time at home, I'm feeling. But we even have, with regards to diet, we've got carrots and versus cupcakes. You know, we've got nature versus screen time and a book, or no, screen time, nature on it, and a book there. I like the way this card's done. I've got a little martini, but we've also got lemon water, which came up in group 2 as well. So lemon water seems to be the message lately for us. Get into it, but also, yeah, to temper yourself. To find a balance, to give yourself time, plenty of time to rest, because that feels really important at the moment. So in the challenge, we've got the 6 of Cups, the 6 of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups. Interesting cards to have in a challenge. You might be challenged by family situations at the moment, or a situation from the past, a person from the past. You might be feeling challenged with regards to giving yourself the care that you need and having equal give and take in your connections with these 2 cards next to each other like this. Maybe you're just feeling challenged as a parent right now. That was one message I definitely felt. Maybe you're feeling challenged as a parent and you need a little bit of support for whatever that might be for your child or for yourself. Or just like trying to get it all done. Maybe you need to delegate some of the chores and things. Might be needing a bit of assistance. For those in relationships that are all take and no give, that might be the challenge, to just be able to be there and actually put yourself first and listen to your needs and speak up on them. The challenge might be self-care with the Ace of Cups. I see a nice stew here. That'd be really beneficial to make a nice stew that cooks all day. You can smell it through the home, a nice soup or something nourishing. Time in the garden is needed as well. Some people... and that's actually a message for me. My garden really needs my attention, but everything else, I need to bring it back into balance. You know, everything else sort of takes over sometimes, and then the roses start to wilt. So I'll take that message for myself too. But the challenge being there for you while being able to be there for everyone else and the kids and just all of the things. It's what it feels like, and also processing stuff from the past, I think, as well. Anything else there in the challenge? Yeah, 10 of Wands. You are doing it all. Wow. You are doing it all. Carrying so much and trying to juggle everything, like this and that. The old life, the new life, the kids, the work, social life. Just being there for yourself and having time out. You might feel really bound up to it all right now. But there's help available, I believe. I hope. All right, further, what will help with the challenge? We've got the 4 of Cups. And straight away, the 4 of Cups is somebody who is really fixated on these empty cups, and they're not realizing there's actually help right there. There might be a solution to your problems right there, and in the very same room you sit in. And I do feel, yeah, you've got all the tools. Look at that. You've got the keys on the wall. You've got hammers hanging up. You just need to grab those tools and get to work with what you've got in front of you, and no longer fixate on what isn't working out. Or in this case, I feel like a lot of these cups are actually just personal self-doubt stuff. Instead of just worrying or what could go wrong or what you feel like you're not good enough at yet, go and grab that cup, grab those hammers and start getting to work and show yourself that you actually got the keys right there on the wall. The door is open. There's a beautiful scenery outside. You're just not seeing it right now, and that's all right. You will. 7 of Cups kind of makes me think as well, like, oh my goodness, there might be a lot of cups here that you're really fixated on. So many different cups, so many different people maybe, so many different things that need your attention. Or if I could resonate with that. If I know I need to, but if I did write a to-do list, I feel like even that would overwhelm me right now, because there's so many things to do at this time in my world. So if group 3, maybe I'm group 5. I resonate a little with each group this week somehow. But group 3, there's a lot of overwhelm here. What else have we got? The sun. Maybe literally just go outside. Forget all the cups. Go outside and go dance in the sun. Go play. Go express. Go have some. Go get what you need. Go do something that invigorates you and enriches you and fills you up. Whether that's time with family. You know, we've got grandmother, mother, and daughter here. Just time with some girlfriends, time by yourself, take your doggy, take your pet, you know, whatever you got, whatever you do. Just, I feel, as I look down, I see this pussycat trying to get attention from mama, and she's sad. So, you know, your little people around you, spend time with your children and your pets. That's what I feel like this message is for you, quite strongly, will be very beneficial. Go and play, go recharge. Don't take it all too hard. You know, not everything is working out perfectly, maybe with the timing of things, or you might need something you don't have yet and you've got to wait for it, or you've got to do things to get there, and that's okay. That's why I think the Page of Wands is here in your journey, because you will get there. You will get to the pussycat up here, but first you've got to come across the lizard, you know. Well, first you've got to commit to taking that path in the first place, you know, or do you go this way? There's one step at a time. That's what I feel this message is about. Further guidance here, we have the Six of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Lovers. So I like this. This is about releasing any mental stress and overwhelm, overloaded, rocky waters, all this just turbulence, chaos, however it comes. This is advice for you to release that and step back into your power with the Queen of Wands. Remember who you are, what you're made of, and make your choices surround that image, because I actually see that here as well. We've got in the Astrocodes Oracle, we've got first house arrival and then Neptune vision, and I kind of feel that here too. With like, this is first house in a sense to me, you know, because damn, is the Queen of Wands here, and she shines. She doesn't mean to, she just does. And Neptune, the vision you want for your life, I think you want something less chaotic than whatever it is you're moving away from. I think you just want more structure, stability, and to just naturally shine, and you do. You absolutely do. So I feel like this is like a step into it. Step into the roles. Step in, step up, step through. One step will do, you know. There's a dragon to overcome here as well. So that dragon might be within yourself. It might be self-doubt dragon. Could be a naysayer in your life too. But I kind of feel like the way she sits on that, it's like you wouldn't really end up that way with a naysayer. You'd just, you know. So I feel like that dragon's actually your own self overcoming something, tempering yourself so that you can be more in your power. And she's got a lot of roses and a lot of adoration around her. And the Lovers as well, commit to that journey, commit to the path of just being your own. Fly your own freak flag, I was just hearing there, but I actually read somebody said that the other day that I know, so I'm not sure if I picked it up from there or if it's actually a message here. But just, yeah, be uniquely you, and very focused on what your dreams and desires and goals are. So in the outcome, we have the Five of Swords, Ace of Swords, Seven of Swords, lots of swords. And then when I tried to grab confirmation for the Hierophant, the moon fell on top of this, and I thought, well, it was clear that's where it belonged. And with the moon, the Seven of Swords, look at this. You're definitely moving away from, and well, the outcome is that you're having conversations that help move away from and release, Five of Swords, situations that are very distrustful. With the moon and the Seven of Swords, there is some shady energy here. There's dishonesty. There's something that's not truthful, whether it's within yourself and it's something like you're wanting to no longer engage in, or if it's in a situation, a relationship, or another person you had to deal with. You're really, like, I feel like you've got bright ideas. You've got I was going to say harsh conversations. Maybe you do. But you've got that sort of truth and discernment here with the Ace of Swords, and just the way you conduct that energy, it's like, I feel like it trumps over all of these other cards behind it. Like, even if you don't figure out what this is, if this is something you've dealt with and you haven't got all the answers, you don't really know, you just feel like something's off. Or maybe you did know what some of it's about, but not all of it. Like, whatever it is, it doesn't matter anymore, is kind of what it feels. You're just willing to just leave that BS behind and just go with your own truth. Illuminate yourself, activate yourself. It's that. So go with your own ideas. There's no need to worry about what other people are doing, but just go with your own unique ideas and trust in those, because they are enough. I think you've got lots of ideas that are really going to shock your world open. I feel like those are coming in for you the more time you take for rest, especially, and more removal you have from this situation of uncertainty, fear, and possible manipulation with the Seven of Swords. So in the Oracle cards, I have a new deck. It's a beautiful deck sent in to me by Susan Green. She's made this wonderful messenger animals oracle. And you have ostrich today. It comes with beautiful light and shadow aspects, and in the book it also goes in depth with those as well. So if that calls to you, the link will be in the description box below for that deck. So observant and focused, light attributes. Shadow attributes is suspicious and self-destructive. And with this whole reading, I feel like, especially with the moon, the Seven of Swords, there's a few things, Ten of Swords, like you've overcome something, you've ended a situation, taken your power back, and you're charting course in a different direction. Although you may still be dealing with some stuff, I feel like any suspicion within this reading might be rightly so. And I feel like it is with observant and focus, like it is, all of these cards really show about you stepping back into your own power and taking your own time to focus and diligently create something. And there's no rush. That was such a strong message in this reading of not rushing, but just starting and focusing and having what it takes to overcome any self-destructive patterns or things from the past, self-doubt in particular. Like doubts and fears are a big one in this reading. I'm not sure what you're fearful of or what it is you're doubting, but with just focusing on what is, that's all you need to know, and it's all you need to do. So ostrich is there. We also have another new deck. I just love the colors in this one. It is Seed and Sickle, and it comes with a dawn and a dusk books. So you can use the deck for either message. And so today I decided to get for each group a dusk and then a dawn, because it feels like we're ending some sort of cycle before we move into a new one. So for the dusk, the cycle you're closing, as I said before, it sits above the Nine of Swords, and it is Datura, a message about your dreams and intuition. Sorry, I'm trying to get it to focus. And paying attention to those dreams, because there's a lot of messages there for you. Quite a lot of messages. It's just, I really like the portal in the center of the two hands, and I also thought it was amazing because I think these are the only ones in the deck that have hands, and you got both of them with hands. So it makes me think about maybe you're doing something with your hands, maybe you have healing hands, but I also feel like helping hands are here. So you might, I think you are a helping hand to many, but I think it wouldn't hurt to have a helping hand, or to, I think there will be helping hands on the journey as well. Like this card says, as it also sits above. These different people you meet along the way, people you haven't met yet, are going to be very important to your journey. I do feel that. You haven't met everyone you need yet. And I felt that actually for group 3 last week. It's just come back to me that there is, if you are consistently group 3, there is definitely some special energy or group or person to come into your world in the near future. In the dawn, the new dawn that will break for you, we have Bracken, that's funny. Let's go to the book for Bracken. I think it is about, let's read it. A popular ingredient in many magical rituals is the fern seed, a mystical golden seed that appears when ferns magically flower at midnight on the summer solstice. The actual existence of fern seed has never been proven, nor have ferns ever been seen to flower, but the magical reputation of the seed remains, as does the fern's mysterious secret. Take your cue from those who would wait an entire year for the seed's brief appearance. Exercising patience will benefit you most here. That one ingredient you need to succeed in your goal may not come immediately, but rushing after it will not get you anywhere. Taking it easy, taking it slow. We also have Myrrh, compassion and belonging. I feel this message in particular is it really shows again that I feel that this group is teachers, leaders, guides, mothers, parents, maybe fathers too. But I do feel like your journey is your own. It's very unique, and the compassion is to be had towards self at this particular point in the reading. I feel like this is about having compassion for your own journey, your own process. And also, there's a lot to be said about this card of the voice and the way we speak, and to speak things compassionately to others, but also to ourselves. So I'm seeing 2222 on the recording then, but having that compassion for your dreams and having belief in yourself, to not be too harshly critical of your efforts or your perceived failures or mistakes, like to embrace them as opportunities and embrace yourself as a learner. We also have patchouli, a beautiful fragrance, lovely incense. This is presence and physical expression. And patchouli, I feel, is exactly that, having that presence for the journey. No need to rush, but just to be here for the becoming and the unfolding. Maybe we'll go to the book for patchouli and see. Yeah, P. Patchouli. Patchouli comes when you are in a reading. When patchouli comes in a reading, it's because you are running a bit low on energy and motivation. You've lost faith in yourself and others for a moment. Have some rest and take time to do something that makes you feel happy, like reading a good book, having a bath, eating a square of chocolate. It is time to love you. So yeah, presence, physical expression as well. So maybe building strength. Actually, as I looked over here, we got building strength. I was going to say maybe exercising and like dancing and just things that are physically moving your body, helping you come out of your mind, but literally building strength. Some of you might be working on building strength in some way. That message was strong in group 1 as well. But yeah, presence to the journey, and also making art. Like make if you're in nature, make little mandalas out of the flowers and leaves you find on the ground, or jewelry making, or just adornments. Some people in this group may be very creative with the adornments they use and maybe even make and sell. We have the card Enlightenment. And I really like Sacred Destiny Oracle, so maybe we should have a look at it. I think I'm right there at it too. EF. Yeah. Enlightenment occurs when one steps out of the confines of an ordinary definition of self and expands into a greater awareness of the self within the universe. You are now reaching into the invisible realm of spirit and connecting with what you cannot see. Forces beneath the surface are supporting you on your journey. Have faith in yourself. You have so much more than you believe yourself to be. You are so much more than you believe yourself to be. Wow, another message of patience. Have patience that the plan is unfolding. Sky is the limit. This card represents enlightenment and signals that you are entering into a time of expansive transformation in a luminous and remarkable way. Trust that the changes ahead for the greater good, for they most certainly are. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune in your near future and Temperance, so balance these things out because there's a lot of blessings here. As I said before, you had the first house arrival and Neptune vision. So a lot of, I kind of got adornments again in this one. So maybe it is about your presentation and how you dress and that sense of self in the world that might be evolving and changing. So maybe be more creative. I feel like somebody connecting to this reading might want to embrace their inner fairy a little bit more in the way that they dress and go out into the world. Or there's a part of you that wants to come out, I think, and play and create and express. But it's more than that. This is also about your vision for your life here in this world and arriving into those shoes and taking that journey, taking that step onto the new path and fulfilling that vision that you have. The vision, Neptune is in charge of imagination as well as intuition. So sometimes there's blurry lines there as well. So you might be really wanting to meditate and clear your mind, clear yourself, take it easy so that the vision can become a lot clearer and you'll be a lot more connected to the process. You have your personal power card is I am ready. You are ready to take this leap of faith. She covers her eyes and face because she's not so certain. There's more doubt in this reading than I think needs be. So you are more ready than you realize. You have the card Be Still, like we need another confirmation on that. To actually, if you do a yoga practice, to make sure you do your savasana at the end where you lay there and just take it all in and have a quiet moment where nothing demands anything of you for that moment. You don't need to be anything, do anything, be anywhere. It's just, it's such a sacred final pose in yoga, and build strength as we saw before. I also have some tea leaf oracles. Oh my goodness, these readings are big today. A couple tea leaf oracles to finish your reading. So you have a goal-orientated person target. I believe that's you. A tankard, celebration, fun and enjoyment, very important. Celebrate all your small successes along the way. Tent, a temporary situation. Depression, anxiety and worry that someone is against you. So that might be a temporary issue here. You can see with the Knight of Swords, you might be dealing with something there. The dog, protection from a powerful friend. Dark woman, dealings or relationship with a woman with dark complexion or hair. And Tortoise, slowly but surely getting ahead. And I think that's a beautiful last one to have in your reading, because there's such a message of just being present to the journey, and slowly but surely you are getting ahead. So group 3, that is what I have for you in this reading. I hope that it has resonated with you and given you some sort of comfort, clarity or guidance. And private readings, I'll open up spots for next month in the coming days. I don't know if there's any spots actually left right now, so I better get onto that, and I'll make a post when I've opened them up. And yeah, take care, group 3, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.